E timpul să condimentăm un pic scena iUmor. Așa că haideți să-l primim cu cele mai puternice aplauze pe Sid Singh!
Vine ceva bine, vine ceva bine! E mentalist, e magician!
Hey!
Hey!
Hello! Hey, how y'all doing?
Nu e român, nu e român, nu e
Sounds good,
român.
man.
După palton, știu.
My name is Sid Singh. I am American, as you can tell by my everything. Fun fact about me, I'm not just American, though. I came to Europe on a 3-month visa 27 months ago, so that's cool. Means I'm not just American. Boom, I'm also here illegally. Hey! Hey! Who knew? Who knew, right? You know, the more you travel, man, the more you realize how similar and different we all are, you know? One thing that's super different, though, the more you travel, the racism. Racism is very different, man. Like American racism, at its core, very lazy racism. It's not that we can't learn, it's that we won't learn, you know? Americans look at me and they're like, hey, brown guy, you must be Mexican. And you're Mexican because you're brown, and you're brown because you're Mexican. Wait a second, India? Oh, that's the worst part of Mexico.
Ok.
My cousin went to India for 2 weeks, could not get a single decent burrito. But European racism, even weirder, right? Like British racism, way too well researched. British racism knows more about India than I do. My first week in London, someone was like, screw you, Packy. I was like, what? Sir, when did you have time to learn who my rival is? One guy was like, you need some Vindaloo, boy? I was like, man, what the heck is Vindaloo? I am from California. My favorite Indian food is burritos. The rest of Europe, your racism even stranger, right? Because here's the thing, everyone's like, oh, Americans are so dumb, Americans are so dumb. And guess what? Yeah, we are. But you know what else? You're welcome. You're welcome that we're dumb. You're lucky. You realize the only reason we haven't invaded Europe is because we don't know that you have oil? And we ask every 10 years. We're all like, hey, y'all got oil? And some Scottish dude's like, oi, no. And we're like, well, okay then. But here's the thing, man. Y'all love saying we're dumb. But y'all never specify how dumb you think we are, right? Like when I was in the Netherlands, I got racism, but in the Netherlands, their racism is like, oi, boy, you from Morocco? And I'm like, man, that depends. Where the hell is Morocco? I don't know. You know, even in Romania, man, you got racism, but your racism is cute. You know what I mean? Because everyone is so excited every time I tell them I'm American, but I can't tell if they're excited that I'm American or just not a gypsy. You know what I mean? It's
Oh my God.
It's cute. I don't get it. Don't understand it. But the weirdest one, man, the weirdest one ever was in Malta. Y'all ever heard of Malta? You know the island next to Italy that isn't Sicily, Malta? I hadn't. But anyway, the whole time I was in Malta, everyone kept trying to guess what stereotypes I had heard about Malta, despite the fact that the answer was 0. And despite that, 5, I can't stress this enough, 5 different people from Malta came up to me during the weekend and were like, oh, let me guess, you're American, right? Oh, you probably think everyone from Malta has sex with their cousin. I was like, what?
E o insulă mică, cu cine vrei să facă?
I mean, I do now. Now I do. You're the 5th person to tell me that. At this point, I think you're just asking if I'm your cousin.
Asta a fost puțin prea subtilă.
A fost, dar ai tot timpul.
Okay, I'm getting a delayed laughter.
We are just polite, cousin.
All right. No, unfortunately, to my cousin over here, I got to tell you, I'm still single. You know, I won't date any of my Maltese cousins, you know? It's very weird being single, but before I was single, I'm 33, and I was dating this girl who was 31, and we went to a wedding where the people getting married were 22 years old. That's crazy, right? How the hell do you get married at 22? I couldn't get married at 22. When I was 22, the only thing I was ready to do was to get divorced, right? Because if we're being honest, 22, that's the best age to get divorced. Because if you're gonna lose half your stuff, the best time to do it is when you got terrible stuff. It's like, oh, you want my roommate's Netflix account? Or my mother's Netflix account? Because I'm 22, my roommate and my mother are the same person. It's weird being single, man. But I think the weirdest part about being single is I'm in my 30s, right? And being single in your 30s is confusing. Because it's not hard. You know what I mean? Because in your 30s, everyone just kind of gives up. Right? In your 20s, dating is impossible, right? In your 20s, you're like, you better be perfect. Because I'm perfect, and we gotta be perfect together, so we can be perfect on Instagram. Hashtag couple goals.
Exactly.
And then you turn 30, and you're like, what? You own Netflix and Disney Plus. We're having sex tonight. We're gonna keep having sex until you give me your passwords. Like, I'm 33. My new rule, I will never date someone in their 20s anymore. They're too young for me, bro. Because I was on tour and I matched with this girl who was 26. And in the middle of us texting, she goes, I'm sorry, I just think you have a lot of red flags, which is crazy, because of course I do. I'm a 33-year-old professional stand-up comedian. I am mostly red flags. I don't just have red flags. At this point, I am my own special kind of red flag.
What's a red flag?
Red flag is a warning. It's like, oh, that's a bad...
Dar și când e un semn de întrebare despre el, e ceva rău, e un...
I'm
corect, yeah.
How about this?
44 years old guy, and
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about the
Let me
red
explain
flag.
it in my joke. You're 44?
Yeah.
That's the difference between me and you and people in their 20s, right? Because in your 20s, you learn how to look for red flags. But in your 30s and 40s, you learn how to wave them.
I'm done.
I will explain it in my joke. Don't worry about
Thank you.
Give it up for this guy, man. He's trying his best, right? Huh?
Yeah.
You know? What is your name, Judge?
I don't have a name.
I know, I could tell. What is his name, other judges?
Bald guy, Chelu,
His name is Bald Guy?
the bald guy.
Is that why he's wearing a hat?
No.
Yes.
Hey, give it up for him. Huh? He's trying his best. I feel like the weirdest part is that you're the bald guy, but I feel like you're just like, you have secretly a great head of hair.
Yeah.
My kind of man.
Here's what a red flag is, man. It's what I let my dates know at the start of the date. You know, I'm honest with my date. I'm in my 30s. I got no time to waste. You want to date me? I let you know. I'm like, hello, I have a weird relationship with my mother. And if you date me, I'm going to tell you all about it. And eventually, so will she. Which is the very definition of a red flag. My last girlfriend, the Spanish girl, she had the biggest red flag of them all. Yeah, this is real. In 2022, she still does not want to get vaccinated for COVID. Yeah, but did I break up with her? Did I say that was a red flag? No. What did I do? I kept making out with her. And you know why? Because that is her only chance at getting my antibodies. I'm gonna keep her alive, damn it.
So help me God.
Yeah, the worst part is, though, and I'll end with this, you guys. The worst part is she has the worst excuse for not getting vaccinated, you know? She's like, I'm just really careful about what I put inside my body. I'm like, I know that's not true. You know what else has been inside you? Hello? There's just no world in which case I am better for you than the COVID vaccine, all right? There is no ex-girlfriend who needs a booster shot of Sid. No one needs me every 6 months. You know what's way better than my 6 inches? 5G. Just ask my friend Bill Gates. All right, that's been my time, y'all. What a roller coaster.
Sid Singh este un domn care a adus astăzi la iUmor unul dintre cele mai rasiste numere de umor pe care le poate crea vreodată un emigrant ilegal fugit din Los Angeles.